Hi guys, so welcome to week 3, and in the comfort of my bed we're going to be answering the 3 questions that we were assigned. So the first one is to discuss any of the information from the weekly readings. Actually, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm actually going to combine 1 and 2 a little bit together because I will be talking about the same thing. So question 2 is, what theory of motivation best applies to your motivation at work and at school? So where 1 and 2 combine is we're talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is part of the goal theory. And I use this for work because it adequately describes why I work in the first place. So first I want to meet my physiological needs, which is money for food, and then my safety needs, which is money for housing. Even though I live with my parents, I do plan on moving out, so that's why I need money for a house. And then my intellectual and psycho-emotional needs, which is loving the career that I'm in and belonging into society and contributing to society by working. And then self-actualization, which you cannot have without meeting every need before that. And I found it really interesting because we've been learning about Maslow's hierarchy of needs for the beginning, or like for years, honestly. If you graduated with me, especially, like, we definitely been learning about it. It's been reoccurring in every course that we've taken. So seeing it applied in the workplace is actually very interesting, and I'm glad that it thoroughly describes why I work in the first place. But for school, I think it's a little bit different, just because yes, I do have an end goal when it comes to school. Like, I want to graduate, I want to get my degree, and my degree is going to get me a job, hopefully. But the route that I'm taking for it is like, I'm doing all the work and I'm getting graded for it. And even though there's a structured system for grading, at the same time it can end up being a little different for people, because it all depends on the context that you end up putting, or the content, excuse me, that you end up putting out. So I would say for school, I follow the equity theory. I'm still not a little bit too sure, so if you had a different answer and you're watching my video, just like comment below in the discussion what you put, so that way we can compare notes and I see, okay, maybe that theory explains why I'm in school better than the equity theory. So the third question is, some people believe it's inappropriate to use rewards to regulate behavior, which is the essence of reinforcement theory. Do you agree with this criticism? Parents and teachers control behavior through rewards and punishments. Why is it considered inappropriate in the workplace? I'm a little iffy about it, because I do agree that parents and teachers actually effectively use rewards and punishments to control behavior. I mean, more punishments sometimes, mother. But you know what? We end up learning something, and it only ends up working until the child is old enough to actually comprehend, so they can end up not helping anymore. Or sometimes when you're rewarded something so much, then it actually ends up losing the effect. And I forgot what theory that was called, or what the concept is actually called, but I do remember learning it sometime in the past couple of years from some psychology professor. I know I'm not crazy. If you remember that lesson, also comment that in the discussion. I can also, like, after reading the third article, I can understand why it could be considered inappropriate in the workplace, and that's because, even according to the article, it can't really be it has to be fair to everyone. I was gonna say it can't be equal, it has to be equitable. So I don't know how best to put this, because I never had any regards in terms of, like, well, who gets a reward or not. But I think it really just depends on the job that you do, and the field that you're in, and the department that you're working for, and the pay that you already get. Because it'd be different if somebody who was gaining like $1,000 a month, I don't know how to put, okay, maybe not $1,000 a month, but we won't say that, but let's say like $45,000 annually, compared to somebody that is earning 35 $100,000 annually. Wow. Actually, I don't know where I was going with that. But my point is, I honestly think that equitable rewards actually make it more fair than equal rewards, because some people might be gaining more than others even though it's the same exact reward, but it also depends on like the department that they're in, their position, etc., like what they do. So I hope that wasn't too confusing. I'm definitely open to answer any of the questions that you guys have in the comments, and I'll see you guys next week.